Hello Year 10, welcome to another Stimson video. This one I'm going to be working through as many questions as I can of the practice test you've been doing, and hopefully what I do will help you understand the bigger picture as well as the answers to the questions. Okay, so let's get into it. Question 1. The cost of a journey in a taxi cab consists of a starting charge of $5 plus 80 cents per kilometre. Now, as you probably know from COVID, when a graph looks like this, that means the numbers are increasing. So this one, the charge is constant per kilometre. You've got a start-up cost, then this charge is constant. So it can't be that one. And it can't be that one either, because then the charge would be decreasing over time. So it's going to be one of these two. And the thing is with this one, is you've got a start-up cost, so $5 as soon as you sit down in the cab, and 80 cents per K. Now that one is wrong because it tells me that as soon as you sit in the cab there's no charge. But 80 cents per kilometre is okay. This one is the only one that says, okay, well, at the time you start getting in the cab, you've got a cost, and then it just keeps on going up at the same amount. Another way to look at it is this 80 cents per kilometre is the slope of the line, increasing over time. So there's the only one. Question 2. Possible equation for this graph. I'll do it in Desmos in a sec. But what you've got here is a line sloping up from left to right. Now, because that's the case, we can rule out this one because that minus a half means it's going that way. So that's wrong. And the same with this one. Minus a half, that's the slope. The minus a half part of that, and the minus a half part of that is the slope. And when it's a minus, it's going that way. So that leaves just these two. Now, a minus a half, now we've got a half plus 1, half x plus 1, a half x minus 1. Now this little bit here is the y-intercept. This one's plus 1, which is there. That's our answer. This one, same slope going up, but the y-intercept for this one is down here. So you sort of like got a parallel idea. I can get it through there. That'll be that one. Just to show you, if I can get there quick. Desmos. So the first one, which is correct, a half x plus 1. Okay, so slopes up and it goes through 1. The other one, which is wrong, a half x, so the half bit is the slope, and the second part is the y-intercept. There it is. The blue line is, they're parallel, but this one, y-intercept is down here. So that's why it's got to be A for that one, because that one's not right. It's got to go that one here. The red line is that one there, and we're after the grey one, which is up there. Okay. Which type of graph has one axis of symmetry? It's a parabola. Or other ones have, well, the circle is an infinite axis of symmetry, and these don't have any. So that's C. Oops, C for that one is the right one. Possible equation for this graph. All right, well, now we've got, again, this last part is the y-intercept. Plus 2 minus 2 plus 2 minus 2. So let's look here. We've got a y-intercept that's below 0. So it can't be that one, because that's a y-intercept up here. And so is this one. So it's got to be one of these two. y equals x squared minus 2, y equals minus x squared minus 2. Now the way you can tell by the look into the shape of the graph is a bit of a frowny shape, like part of the M at McDonald's. That's concave down, and that's always going to be minus x squared something. The other one that goes up this way is x squared. So that's our rules out that one, because that's going to be looking like this one. So it's only D because of two things. The y-intercept is down here, and the fact that it tells us minus x squared is this shape. That's the one. Question 4. Which of these equations is not an equation of a line? Well, let's have a look at all of them quick. X plus y equals 2. Let's get those out of the way. X plus y equals 2. There's a line, so it's going to be that one. That one is y equals 2x. That's a line. There's a way to tell without having to do this, which I'll get to in a second. Y equals 2 to the x. That's not a line, that's a curve. So it's that one. And the other one, y equals 2. That's a line too. Y equals 2. There it is. Y equals 2. So first two and the last one are lines. This one is a curve. There we go back. So our answer is C, is not an equation of a line. The way you can tell without having to do all that is you have a look at the powers or the indices. This one's got an indice of 2 to the x. There's no indices here anywhere, or there or there. So when there's no indices, the equation is a line. Question 6. Which type of a graph has more than two axes of symmetry? Circle does. Parabola's only got one. Parabola is one axis of symmetry, even though it's that way. One axis of symmetry. Oops, go away. Parabola has one line, doesn't have any exponential curve. There's no axis of symmetry here. So it's a circle. Okay, next one. The graph of 4x minus 2y equals 0. Now remember, look at the indices. There are no indices in this anywhere. So it's got to be a line. There are indices, we'd have to be looking at one of these other three. But because there's no x to the squared or cubed, there's no y squared or cubed, there's none of that. It's going to be a line. Graph of y equals 2x squared plus 1 is, well, with that little bit here, x squared is parabola. Any x squared is parabola. Every time. Graph of y equals 3 to the x, well, this is not x squared, so it's not a parabola. There's got to be 2 there, x there and 2 there. So this is 3 to the x, so the power is x. Now when the power is x, it's exponential curve. Circle is different lines. Different line does have no indices. Circle is x squared plus y squared equals something. So it's definitely that one. Okay, 11. Equation of a circle. Well, we just talked about circles. Centre with 0, 0, radius of 4. Well, x squared plus y squared, they're all x squared plus y squared. Here's the general formula. X squared plus y squared equals r squared, or r is the radius. So we're looking for this one, x squared plus y squared equals, the radius is 4 squared. 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16, so it's got to be that one. All the ones are close, but that's only one with a radius of 4. Okay, 12 will take a minute. That's okay. And I missed doing question 7. I'll go back I'll do 7, and then 12 and 13 will take a bit longer. The equation of this graph, y squared equals, that's a typo. That should be y equals, and a x squared equal plus c. Well, we've got no indication of where on the graph this is. Doesn't show that. So we can't be sure about c. Don't know. Now, if a was negative, it'll be this way. So the only one that can be is this one. A is positive, which means it's concave up. Concave up. Yep, there we go. So that's that one. Next one. This will take a minute. I might have to move this down a little bit, give it a bit of space. Okay, going to go a different colour. If A equals KB, where K is 400 and B equals 0.3, what is the value of A? That shouldn't be too hard. What is the value of A? K equals 400 times 0.3. 400 times 0.3, I think that sounds like 120. Yep, 120. Let's go back. 120. Answer A. That didn't take long. This one, next one I did on Zoom, as well as a couple of others, so let's do it quick. That's the equation. That equation fits with that shape, so that's all good. What is the value of B? Okay, well, it's not clear. Could be anything. Looks like it could be 2 by the way the scale of the drawing is going, but we've got to prove it. So let's do a bit of, in this case we're going to do subbing in. Sub in values, and then we can get what the B is. So we're going to find out, use a point along here. We can't use, the only ones we can use is this one and this one. And because I think that when we're doing x squared, this side's easier. It's just, so we'll use this point there, which is actually 4, 0. That's that point there, right there. 4, 0. So we're going to use that to get to this. So that's x value, that's the y value. And since this equation is that, then they should fit in there okay. So we're going to put 0 instead of y. So instead of y equals, we've got 0 equals a half x squared. A half times 4 is x minus whatever b is. We're just going to put that in because that's the part we're going to try and find out. Okay. Now 0. There's, so we just subbed in 0 for y, 4 for x. 4 squared is 16 minus b. 0 equals a half times 16 is 8 minus b. 8. Well, the only one it can be 8 minus something equals 0. Well, it's got to be 8. B equals 8. There we are. Thank you. That's the first bit of revision. Next video I'll do some more questions from this same unit. Thanks everyone.